Welcome back, Pokemon trainers. Professor Chaz here. The lab coat's on back order, and we are here once again at Heroes Beacon in Uptown St. John, New Brunswick, home of my local Pokemon League where I do my professoring at. Here for the brand new Pokemon TCG Sun and Moon Team Up Expansion pre-release tournament. So if you're unfamiliar with a pre-release tournament, we're going to pop inside. I'll show you the rundown of how the event goes, and we're going to sit in and watch a match in play and see some of these new cards on the battlefield. I'm also going to sit down and open up my own pre-release pack, the Build and Battle Box, see what cards I happen to get for my first foray into the Team Up expansion with the brand new Pokemon Tag Team GX cards, which have a lot of power and a lot of interesting rules, let's say. So let's pop on inside and begin. The Pokemon TCG pre-release tournament is a special event held at Pokemon Leagues throughout North America. At these events, players can pay an entry fee set by the league organizer and obtain a special pre-release pack containing a 22-card pack, one exclusive foil promo card, and 4 booster packs of the newest expansion coming out up to 2 weeks before the expansion officially goes on sale in North America. The 22-card pack forms a basic core of a custom deck containing Pokemon of 2 different energy types, including some evolutionary chains of these Pokemon, along with a number of trainer cards. The foil promo card will correspond with one of the Pokemon types in this 22-card pack. The 4 booster packs are your standard random assortment of 10 additional cards from the upcoming expansion. Once the league organizer announces it's time to begin, players will then have 30 minutes to open all of their packs and construct a 40-card deck comprised of just those new cards, along with any basic energy cards they require, which will be provided by the league organizer. While the normal rules of deck construction state that a deck may not contain any more than 4 copies of any particular card, that rule does not apply to decks constructed during a pre-release tournament. That means that if you happen to pull 5 or more cards with the same name out of your 22-card pack and booster packs, you can include as many of them in your deck as you'd like. The tournament then gets underway with each player testing their newly constructed deck against one another. The matches are shorter than in a regular tournament with only 4 prize cards per match. A participation prize is awarded to all players who complete the full tournament, and that prize is an additional 3 booster packs of the latest expansion. Something important to note regarding pre-release tournaments is that after the tournament concludes, the usual rules of deck construction apply to this particular expansion, which means these cards are not permitted to be used in play Pokemon events until the 3rd Friday of the month in which this expansion goes on sale. After that, you're free to use these cards and include them in your custom decks however you'd like. Let's go and see a match in play here at the pre-release tournament for the new Team Up expansion of Pokemon TCG. The battle is commencing between 2 of our senior division members here at the pre-release tournament for the Team Up expansion. They're getting their cards drawn, their opening hand. Looks like they each do have a basic to start off with, so no mulligans to worry about this time around. And of course getting 4 prizes set up instead of the standard 6, because this is a quicker format. Less cards in the deck, less cards for the prizes, also less time for the rounds. So player number 1 is going to lead off with a Weedle, with I believe a Blitzel on the bench, and player 2 has Ponyta, so type effectiveness against the Weedle, with, that looks like, I don't know which Pokemon's on the bench. It's hard to see with this angle. The glare is a bit of a thing. We'll talk about that in a little bit here. But anyway, Pokemon Communication has made a comeback in this set. Essentially, reveal a Pokemon card from your hand and put it into your deck, then search your deck for a Pokemon and bring it into your hand, and then shuffle your deck up. So a good way to switch out your Pokemon for one that you might need. And Looker was also played, getting 3 cards from the bottom of the deck to add to your hand. Now, excuse me, now, UC Kangaskhan added to the bench, which has some pretty nice power to it, as you'll see in a little bit. But I'm going to see if at some point I can have some sort of glare protection kind of thing put in, so that I can actually have better footage here, so that you folks can see the cards much better as they're used in battle. But anyway, player 2 passes the turn, because that was their first turn, they can't attack. Over to player 1, who uses the Tate and Liza card, a supporter card which gives you an option to either shuffle your hand into your deck and then draw 5 cards, or as they just did, swap your active Pokemon with one of your benched. So player number 1 brings up the Blitzel instead, and leaving Weedle on the bench for the time being. Now Blitzel, in a pre-release format, this particular battle does not really have much power to it. Its first attack, for 1 lightning energy, lets you search your deck for up to 2 Electro Power cards, put them into your hand. But from what I understand, there are no Electro Power cards in this expansion, or at least not in the pre-built 22-card pack. I don't know, it might be. I didn't see the full 22-card pack of the lightning types, but even if there are any of those in that pre-built deck, player number 1 did not include them in their custom deck for this battle. So player number 2 now begins their turn, evolving into a Rapidash, on the active spot, playing a new card called Sabrina's Suggestion, which says the opponent reveals their hand. You may choose a supporter card you find in their hand and use its effect as the effect of Sabrina's Suggestion, which is actually pretty cool. You can use whatever supporter they might have access to. Unfortunately, kind of backfired where player 1 had no supporters in hand at the time, so essentially it was just a dud card. But Rapidash goes for its attack Searing Flame, I believe, which causes 20 damage and inflicts a burn. And player number 1's Blitzel takes the extra burn damage and flips a Tails, so the burn stays on. Fortunately, the coin flip really did not matter because we now see evolution into Zebstrika, which does cure the burn, keeping the damage counters, however, of course. And we now have the energy required to go for the raid attack, which does, I believe, 30 base damage, but if Zebstrika evolves from Blitzel on this turn, it does 90 more. All that said, that's enough for a knockout on the Rapidash. Drop it into the discard pile, player 1 takes the first prize, and Kangaskhan is promoted to the active spot for player number 2. So let's see how this goes. We get a Metal Energy attached to Kangaskhan, and another new card, Erica's Hospitality, being played. I believe you can only play this card if you have 4 cards or less in hand, but if you can, you get to draw 1 card for every one of the opposing Pokemon in play, which is, in this case, 2 extra cards. And it looks like, I think that's an escape board that they've added to the Kangaskhan to get some more retreat possibilities. They're using the first attack called Fast Evolution for 1 energy. Search your deck for up to 2 evolution Pokemon, reveal them and put them into your hand, and player 2 opts for another Rapidash, and looks like a Bisharp as well. So with that attack complete, back to player number 1, who draws their card for the turn, and let's see what fate has in store for them. Now, they can only do 30 base damage with the Zebstrika's raid attack at this point. Of course, it can't evolve again. Sorry, it becomes Zebstrika, unless some craziness of de-evolution sprays, stuff like that come into play. But no, they just throw another lightning energy so it can use its Mach Bolt attack, which actually does 100 damage. They've also evolved their Weedle into Kakuna on the bench, and now playing a Cynthia to shuffle their current hand into their deck and then draw 6 cards. Cynthia would be one of the trainers that were included in the 22-card pack for this particular Build and Battle pre-release box. So, do we get anything to help out player number 1? It's been like a pretty, I wouldn't say even match at this point, because it looks like the Zebstrika does have type advantage, or not type advantage, but just power advantage. But you might be seeing a pretty fancy looking card that was just added to the bench next to that Kakuna. Player number 1 was fortunate enough to pull a Celebi and Venusaur-GX tag team card from their booster packs. And nice thing about these tag team GX cards, looks like they're all basics. We've had a number of things such as Gengar Mimikyu is a tag team GX card. That's called basic, so you don't need to evolve up into the different species, which is interesting. The Evolve EX/GXs are back, everybody. So we saw an energy added to the Kangaskhan in the active spot, and now a new card of a Jasmine is being played, which is really interesting. Search your deck for 1 metal Pokemon and put it into your hand, but if it is your first turn, search for 5 metal Pokemon, which is not bad. And now the Kangaskhan with 3 energy can go for its, I believe it is Mach Punch, for a nice amount of damage. I think it's 80. I can't even really see the card. I should be paying more attention to the card. But regardless, it does the damage to knock out the Zebstrika. And instead of the Venusaur coming up, Zapdos takes the active spot on player number 1's side. Simply because it takes 1 lightning energy to attack, Venusaur takes, I think, 3 for starters. So right here, I will say a bit of a misplay occurs. Zapdos' Thunderous Assault, I think, does 10 damage, or it does another 70, I believe, if it's on the bench, but becomes active that turn. Technically, the Zapdos did not take the active spot during player number 1's turn. It came up before the turn ended for player number 2. So it should have only done 10 damage. The Kangaskhan should have still survived the hit. That might have an effect on who actually wins this match, or who rather should win this match. But we'll discuss that, I guess, as time goes on. So player number 2 adding some more Pokemon to the bench. Looks like we got another Ponyta and a Jirachi has been added on the bench. And Ponyta is getting powered up. Looking like the Poniard is going to be there to take some hits. But with Zapdos, with a 2 retreat cost, not going to be able to retreat all that well. So I don't think Thunderous Assault's going to be a bit of a problem here. Now, again, another bit of a misplay. Player number 1 plays Kahili, supporter card, which says draw 2 cards. And if you play this Kahili from your hand, flip a coin. If heads, you put Kahili back into your hand. Otherwise, you simply discard it like any supporter card. So they don't do the flip just yet. They do try to correct it later on, as you'll see. But player number 2 adds another fire energy to Ponyta, and again, has to pass the turn. Pawniard's still there, just trying to soak up some thunderous assaults from Zapdos. So player 1 adds another lightning energy, I think it is, or a lightning energy to go with the grass energy onto the Venusaur and Celebi GX. And here they realize, oh, I have to flip the coin. So they're going to flip twice to try to catch up on the first Kahili that was played. That is 1 heads and 1 tails. So that means they do get 1 card back. But a bit of a misread on the card. It goes back into your hand once you flip the heads. And we see player number 2 is scrutinizing the wording to make sure, was that done right? So player 1 shuffled it back into the deck, but nice thing is, since this is a randomized deck, there was no setting up of top cards where search your deck, put a certain card on top. It's still going to be randomized anyway, so not the biggest deal in this case, especially since at a pre-release tournament, there's really no serious prizes for like first, second, or third. Everyone gets the same participation prize at the end, so this is all a nice fun format, and you learn how these cards play out. Kahili, I think, just recently came out in a previous set not long ago, so maybe some of the players might not be super familiar with how it is played. It's not often you get a simple option of a coin flip to bring a card back. But this is a nice little new card. I believe it's called Buff Padding. It's a tool card, and if the Pokemon this card is attached to has exactly 4 for its retreat cost, they gain 50 HP. Venusaur and Celebi, I keep saying that wrong, Celebi and Venusaur GX, technically, have 270 HP normally, but with the buff padding, they've now got 320 total HP for both of them. That's going to be quite a hefty Pokemon to take down. So now we're trying to see what is next for player number 1. They still have the Zapdos up there going for the chip damage, basically, of Thunderous Assault for 10 each, but that Venusaur is getting powered up on the bench, looking kind of scary, and player number 2 actually is a little bit concerned. However, this is not the first match that these two have played. This is actually match number 2, battle number 2, however you want to call it, of their round. So, player 2 has fought that Venusaur before. So we add another energy. I think, another bit of a misplay, they add an extra energy this turn. I think that was the second they attached, and they sort of got sidetracked and forgot if they put an energy or not. But it does correct itself later on. Not to worry, I'll tell you how it catches up. Essentially, a turn happens later where they don't attach an energy, and the active Pokemon's energy did not change or anything, so it would have been played over time, eventually. So another Kahili is now played to draw 2 cards, and then we flip that coin. They might forget the coin flip again here. But again, Kahili. Who even understands Kahili? Where did she even come from? She wasn't in Pokemon Sun or Moon. She just shows up at the end as an Elite Four member. What? Anyways, Pokemon Communication is being played on player number 1's side. They're going to shuffle in a Meowth, and which Pokemon are they going to choose to take from the deck? I think they go with a Blitzel. There we go. Let's have another Zebstrika coming up in a little bit. So the current bench looks like we've got Kakuna, Celebi and Venusaur GX, I believe Emolga, and Blitzel. Of course, Zapdos in the active spot. We've got Pawniard on the active spot on player 2's side with a Pidgey. Still don't know what that middle Pokemon is. We also have a Ponyta powered up, and the Jirachi. So we have another energy played to the Blitzel, Lightning Energy, doing 10 damage again with Zapdos to the Pawniard. At this point we now see an energy is added to the Pawniard. I think, yeah, they went for their second attack. I was going to say, did I forget to upload or update the evolution? But I still think it's Pawniard there in the active spot. They do get Bisharp at some point in play, so worry not, we'll see that in a little bit. Farfetch'd is now added to player number 1's bench. The bench is now maxed out at 5 Pokemon, with their 6th being the active one doing the battling right now. And what else do we see? Another Thunderous Assault going for 10 damage. If you could actually get a few of these Zapdos with, say, Float Stones or some other way to lower the retreat cost, you could actually do some serious damage by cycling your Zapdos to the bench, back and forth, doing extra damage. But right now it's only doing 10. We also see an evolution of Ponyta into Rapidash on the bench side for player number 2, as we go for the 30 damage from the Pawniard, and player number 1 now gets another energy attached to their Venusaur. Celebi, Venusaur GX. Switch is now being played. Up comes the Celebi Venusaur GX tag team card. So, I think I know what I'm talking about. They don't get Bisharp in play yet. I think it shows up later. Unless I'm completely mistaken. I don't even know. Anyway, the important thing is we now see what could be the final showdown. Opponents have Rapidash versus Celebi and Venusaur GX. Player number 1 has 1 prize remaining. Player number 2 has 3 prizes remaining. So right here, the Rapidash goes for the attack agility, which does 60 base damage, times 2 for Celebi and Venusaur GX's weakness. On a coin flip of heads with agility, Rapidash is immune to damage and effects of attacks on the following turn, and they did flip heads. So they simply get 120 damage on the Celebi Venusaur GX with no damage coming their way this turn. If they can manage to take down the Tag Team GX card, that is the last 3 prizes they need for this match. So we're going to see another agility. They're going to call for the coin flip to the get heads. They actually flip tails. You might not be able to see it, but they did get it tails. They still do their another 120 to the Celebi Venusaur GX, putting it at 240 total damage, but without any immunity to damage this turn. Celebi and Venusaur GX goes for the Solar Beam, which is, I believe, a powerful 180, or even maybe 150, but it does knock out Rapidash. That is a win for player number 1. A late game comeback with, I shouldn't say comeback, they were kind of winning, but anyway, Celebi Venusaur GX take the win. Now let's go grab a seat and see what cards I get out of my own pre-release pack here at the pre-release tournament for Pokemon TCG Team Up. Now to see what my own Build and Battle box has in store. Now I will apologize, you're probably noticing there's no face cam right now. Simply put, one of my clips that I use for holding up the phones is broken. So I can't really support a second phone. I got the one clip holding up the camera as you see right now for the footage from. So that being said, you're spared my ugly mug basically for this part of the video. But let's take a look at what you get out of your Build and Battle box, of course. Let's get the most important stuff out of the way, the artwork. Of course, there is a write-up. You can check that out. The back does have a bit of a checklist sort of thing for building tips on how to make a pre-release deck, but you guys are probably aware of that by now, and if not, you could pause that video, take a look, and see what it says. But the real heart of the matter is the cards, of course. So this is my pre-built 22 card pack plus a promo card. First things first, let us grab the code card, which I'm going to hold on to for the time being, but of course, as per usual, you folks out there will have a chance to get every code card I pull from these packs today, including this 22 card pack pre-built pre-release deck. So as we get the cards ready to roll, I will let you know to win one of the many code cards I'm pulling today. Simply leave a comment down below on the video with hashtag QOTD in your comment for question of the day, and just answer the question, which is a simple, same question I always say. Which card from the Sun and Moon Team Up expansion would you most like to receive and why? All right. Do you like the art? Do you like the playability? Do you like just the Pokemon itself in general? For whatever reason, let me know why you like it and which one it is. And when the set goes on sale, which is soon, I forget exactly, but there's a date for you right there, then I'll be doing a draw for winners for each of the code cards. Alright, but let's start off with seeing what my promo card is. So let's make sure we're focused. We've got the Nidoqueen, which I actually like this ability, Queen's Call. Once during your turn, before your attack, you may search your deck for a Pokemon that isn't a Pokémon-GX or Pokémon-EX, reveal it and put it into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. This works pretty well in similar fashion to Grovyle of the most recent set, I believe, that lets you search for any grass type, but you can search for any Pokemon. Only downside, it's a stage 2 as opposed to a stage 1, so it takes a little bit longer to get into play. But it also has Power Lariat for 3 energy, 10 plus. It does 50 more for each evolution Pokemon on your bench, which the Queen's Call could help you find those evolution Pokemon. Let's see what we have for our support in our 22 card pack. Erica's Hospitality. You can play this card only if you have 4 or fewer other cards in your hand. Draw a card for each of your opponent's Pokemon in play. Nice. Pokemon Communication. We saw a lot of action with this card in the pre-release tournament. And this is actually a card that's been in the game for quite a while, but it's now been reprinted for the standard format. Reveal a Pokemon from your hand and put it into your deck. If you do, search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. Very nice. We got classic Kukui. Draw 2 cards, do 20 more damage. Kahili. Are you new in this set? I think we've had you before, but draw 2 cards and then flip a coin. If heads, if you play this Kahili from your hand, put this card into your hand instead of the discard pile. If you have no cards in your deck, you can't play this card. Got cute little Charmander, Embering for 30 damage, but losing the energy. Charmeleon, Fire Fanging for 30 damage, and inflicting a burn, which is guaranteed 20 more. Ponyta, with Live Coal for 10, Stomp for 10 plus, maybe 30 more. And Rapidash. Now, we saw a lot of Rapidash use in this because almost every player here got a Celebi and Venusaur-GX tag team card, which was kind of crazy to see that many of them. But Rapidash is very good. Searing Flame does 20 and causes a burn, and Agility does 60. Flip a coin. If heads, prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. Of course, Fire type, super effective against the Celebi and Venusaur-GX, so it came in very handy for some people. Now, these are the guys from the Battle Subway of Gen 5. Who doesn't love the Battle Subway of Gen 5? Anyway, Ingo and Emmett say look at the top card of your deck, and then choose one. Discard your hand and draw 5 cards, or discard your hand and draw 5 cards from the bottom of your deck. Some people were a little bit confused what the effect of this means, but basically you look at the top card, you see what it is, you put it back. Then you choose, do you want to draw that plus 4 more from the top, or draw 5 fresh ones, unknown, from the bottom. That's how those guys play out. Now, Pokemon Communication, we got Looker here drawing 3 cards from the bottom of the deck. We have a Kukui. Nidoran Female, call for family to search your deck for a basic Pokemon and put it onto your bench. Scratch does 20. Nidorina, Family Rescue, shuffle 5 Psychic Pokemon from your discard pile into your deck. Bite for 30. We got a Grimer, pounding for 10 damage. And Muck is kind of good. Let's take a look at this. Poison Sack's ability. The special condition Poisoned is not removed when your opponent's Pokemon evolve or de-evolve. Interesting. Look at, just one second. Look at the face on Muck. Why is it? Oops. Scared? Confused? Weird. Toxic Secretion does 40 damage for 1 energy. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned, and put 2 damage counters instead of 1 on that Pokemon between turns. So that was what my pre-built evolution pack of the 22 card pre-built deck for my team up pre-release build and battle box thing. You know what I'm trying to say. That's what I got. But you also get 4 random booster packs in your pre-release build and battle box. So I think since this was the first one revealed, the Zekrom Pikachu GX team up card, we're going to open this pack first. Alright. Now it's been a while since I've opened booster packs. Let me see if I can remember the exact card trick. The first card trick of any booster pack opening is yeah, there we go. Code card to the side, waiting for that giveaway draw. So, if I'm correct, we got uncommon, uncommon, uncommon. I think energy, and rare and reverse foil. Let's see if I have done it properly. Is this the energy? Yes, it is. And look at the energy. This is a new style of the energy. It looks really, let's say, futuristic or technologically advanced. It looks like a door from like Star Trek or something. But to slide open and allow access. Alright, so that's energy. We got common's going to be starting with Execute. Helioptile. Wait, we're not even going to look what Execute can do yet. Bullet Seed. Flip 4 coins, 10 damage for each heads. Helioptile, pound for 10, Static Shock for 40. We've got Weedle with Reckless Charge for 20, and it does 10 to itself. Vullaby, collect, can draw a card, and Corkscrew Punch for 10. And last common card is going to be Psyduck, which I think can now be shiny in Pokemon Go. Based on a safaris I'm going on down in Brazil, I think. Headache for 10. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent can't play any trainer cards from their hand during their next turn. Interesting. Uncommon card starting with Dana from the she is a Battle Shadow Lane from the Battle Maison. You can play this card only if your opponent's active Pokemon is a Stage 2 Pokemon. Search your deck for up to 2 cards of your choice and put them in your hand, then shuffle the deck. Kinda nice. We've got a Golduck with Amnesia for 20. Choose one of the opponent's choose one of the opponent's active Pokemon's attacks. That Pokemon can't attack during your opponent's next turn, or use that attack. Swim does 90. If any of your opponent's Pokemon have any water energy attached to them, you may do 90 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon instead of their active Pokemon. Okay. So you can choose something on the bench to hit, only if they have water energy, though, it looks like. Okay, the last uncommon we have is a Water Memory, which I wonder if Soul Valley GX is going to be reprinted soon. The Soul Valley GX this card is attached to is a water Pokemon. The reverse foil, I think, should be, is a simple Meowth. Scratch for 10, bite for 20. My first booster pack, the rare card is a Pinsir. Alright, we're going to start things off slow, apparently. Grip and Squeeze does 30. Defending Pokemon can't retreat during the opponent's next turn. And Guillotine Hug. Those are 2 words I never thought would fit together. But anyway, flip 2 coins. If both of them are heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out. So, Victini's Victory Star, Lucky, was it Trick Coin could help with that perhaps. Could be ways to make that a little bit somewhat viable, but still, coin flips, random chance. It's hard to say if it's going to succeed or not. So, we saw a lot of these guys in our set today, in our tournament. We got Venusaur and Celebi. Let's see what we can get from this pack. You here for the good luck, or just want to see how well I do?
In case we might want to trade.
I'm building up an audience here, folks. So there's another code card to the side. And let's see what we get. So, uncommons, and am I doing it right? Don't sneak peeks! I got the peanut gallery trying to sneak extra peeks early. What's going on? Okay, we got the cool looking fire energy. Do you like the new energy style?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like that. So we got another execute, another heal up tile. This is the exact same pack I just opened, isn't it? It is. It is.
There are some extra.
It is. Actually, this is different. Cosmo M, Nap, heals 20 damage from this Pokemon. We have Kangaskhan with Fast Evolution. Search your deck for up to 2 Evolution Pokemon, reveal them, put them into your hand, and then shuffle. Or you can Mega Punch for 80 damage. We also got, what is Return Label? Put a card from your opponent's discard pile on the bottom of their deck. Wonder how that would play out. Not sure. Reverse foil is Ponyta. We've seen a bunch of those so far. And the rare is going to be Bronzong with Heat Proof. Prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's fire Pokemon. Shady Stamp does 70 and confuses the opponent's active Pokemon. Alright, so that is pack number 2. I'm going to go with the Ghost or the Normals. Let's save the normals for last, I guess. Let's open up the Gengar and Mimikyu pack. And of course, the burning question is, will Professor Chaz come out on top with a Pokémon-GX from this set? I didn't mention this either, though, but what's really cool is that all the Tag Team GX cards are considered basic Pokemon. So you don't need to evolve up into the various, say, Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur. They're just playable right from your hand. Alright, so what do we got here? Starting off with the cool Steel Energy, which actually kind of makes sense with this design pattern. We got a Pidgey, collect, draws a card, Gust does 20. We have Grimer again, pounding for 10. Alolan Geodude, for no energy, charge, says search your deck for up to 2 lightning energy cards and attach them to this Pokemon, and then shuffle the deck. Smash Bomb does 50, but if you flip tails, it don't do nothing. We got another Meowth here, the non-reverse foil. And a basic Pharaoh Seed, continuous tumble, does 20 times each heads. You flip it till you get tails. Uncommon is another Rapidash, which we saw a lot of action. Viridian Forest is a stadium, cool. Once during each player's turn, that player may discard a card from their hand. If they do, that player searches their deck for a basic energy card, reveals it, and puts it into their hand. That is kind of good. I just like Viridian Forest is represented. I also saw Lavender Town is represented as a stadium card now, too. We have Spiritomb, Spirit Compressor. Search your deck for up to 4 Pokemon and discard them, then shuffle your deck. That would be good for Night March, if people wanted to add that in there. Spooky Shot does 20. Reverse foil is going to be a Dratini with Defensive Scales. Prevent all effective your opponent's attacks except damage done to this Pokemon. And then Rain Splash does 10. Now the rare card, I will fully admit, I felt something on the face. There's going to be a full art Ingo and Emmett, which is interesting. Like I said, it's not sure how. I guess it's playable, but like it's kind of situational maybe. But that ain't bad. I got a full art from my pre-release pack, so we're going to set him over this way. I should say set them because there's 2 of them. All right, but there's no GXs just yet, which I'm not complaining. I mean, a full art is still cool to get. It's better than I did, I think, the last pre-release. I didn't get anything amazing like GXs or full art, so I'll take a full art. All right, let's get this code off to the where is it? Where is the code? There it is, off to the side it goes. All right, so this is the last booster pack I've got from my pre-release box. Let's see what we get. Question for everybody who's now watching. What energy do you think I'm going to get?
Electric.
Water. Close. Alright, we got Pidgeotto, which is a common? Cool. Airmail. Once during your turn, you may look at the top 2 cards of the deck and put one of them into your hand, put the other on the bottom. And Gust does 30. We got Hone Edge, which cuts down. Flip a coin. If heads, discard an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon.
No.
We've got Charmander. You can take a look if you want to see. People are interested in the full art that I just grabbed. Mareep, Shock Bolt does 30 and discard all lightning energy from this Pokemon. We have another Ponyta. Dragonair, for water and lightning, Twister does 30 and flip 2 coins. For each heads, discard an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. If both of them are tails, this does nothing. We got Jasmine. Search your deck for a metal Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand. If you go second, and if it's your first turn, search for 5 metal Pokemon instead of 1. Then shuffle the deck. That's kind of nice. We've also got a Hitmonchan, which looks kind of scared. Like, what's it running from? Hit and Run does 30. You may switch this with one of your bench Pokemon. And Magnum Punch does 70. I'm going to take care of my card that people are just throwing around here now. And we got a reverse foil. There's Lavender Town. Once during each player's turn, that player may have their opponent reveal their hand. What are you sneaking a peek? Everyone's trying to sneak a peek at my special rare card, which, I mean, Kabutops is cool. Fossilized Memories. As long as this Pokemon is your active, your opponent can't play any supporter cards from their hand. Rock Slide does 80 and does 20 damage to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Alright, so that is what I got out of my Build and Battle pre-release box. This is just the container, but whatever. That's what I got out of my booster packs. And of course, I've got all these code cards right here, available for you guys to have a chance to win on the channel by answering the question of the day, which of course, a reminder is, which card from the Team Up expansion would you most like to receive and why? And include hashtag QOTD in your comment, and when the set goes on sale, I will randomly pick a winner for each code card I have to give out, which is in addition to, yep, 3 more booster packs. As always, you know, if you complete the tournament, you get the extra 3 packs. So let's go with the ghost types here. So Blastoise seems to be sought after right here. What does Blastoise do exactly?
It allows you to look at the top 6 cards of your deck, and if it's a water energy, you get to attach it.
Oh, okay.
Any water energy.
Oh, that is nice. So Blastoise basically, you said look at the top 6 cards of the deck, and for all the water energy you find, you can attach it to your Pokemon.
I think it's one or all.
No, it's all.
That is all of it. Nice.
So it's a better max elixir.
Indeed. Did I do this right? Let's assume I did this right, and I just threw this card somewhere. So that's the last one we're going to look at. This should be energy, unless I messed up. I got it. Darkness energy. Now, I think we got the commons of Nidoran for starters. We got Honedge. We got Pidgey. A Vullaby. And Paris. Paris scratches for 10 and slashes for 20. That's not compatible with the in-game names. We have... This is the rare, Bill's Analysis. I was like, why is it foil? It's a supporter, but it's rare. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. You may reveal up to 2 trainer cards you find there and put them into your hand and shuffle the other cards back into your deck. Take a look at that guy there. We have a Tauros, which we looked at during one of the matches here. First of all, what's with that face? Anyway, Raging Herd does 10 plus, 10 more damage for each damage counter on all of your Tauros and Tauros-GX. That would be kind of interesting. You can see a Tauros there. We have an Ammonite, which can tickle for 30, and flip a coin if heads. Well, one sec. How does a tickle do more damage than a slash attack?
Maybe it's a poison tickle.
Maybe it's a poison tickle indeed. Anyway, it can paralyze. We've got a Flaffy, Electric Punch for 30 and Shock Bolt for 60, but discard all lightning energy from this Pokemon. And I think this is the reverse foil. Well,
it is reversed.
Now it is. It is reverse indeed. Zebstrika, Raid for 30, but if it evolved from Blitzel during its turn, 90 more damage, or Mach Bolt does a simple 100. Alright, we got 2 packs left to go. Let's end off with where we begin. We're going to save these guys for last. We're going to see what the most populous GX card of the day has in store for me here. And at the very end, I'm sure you folks have probably seen this in the video already, so I'm not spoiling. Didn't you get a Rainbow Rare Celebi and Venusaur GX?
I did, and I'm very excited.
Yeah, with all the Venusaur and Celebi GXs that came out, finally someone got the reverse, or the Rainbow Rare for that one. They were everywhere. Okay. Alright, so I think this is set right. So starting off, we've got Metal Energy again. We've got another Meowth. We've got Pharaoh Seed. Execute, Helioptile, and last common I think should be Weedle. Okay, uncommons begin with a Judge Whistle, Choose one. You can either draw a card or put a judge card from your discard pile into your hand. Might be kind of useful, I suppose. Got a Nidorino. Peck does 20 or Horn Drill does 60. Technically, that should be a one-hit KO. That's what Horn Drill does, but whatever. We also got Kakuna with the Grass Cushion. If this Pokemon has any grass energy attached to it, it takes 30 less damage from attacks. Bug Bite does 20. Alright, the reverse foil will be a Primate. Look at the fur on this Primate. That is wild. He needs to get a blow dryer.
It's like getting blow dried right now.
Yeah, it's like, that's a windy day. Low Kick does 30, and he's going to wreck it. 80 plus. If there's a stadium in play, it does 80 more, and then discard the stadium. He is going to wreck it, actually. And the rare card, again, I think I felt something.
Oh!
Okay,
Oh my God.
I got a pretty nice one. We got a Rainbow Rare Latios and Latios GX Tag Team. I like that. Let's see what it can do. Buster Purge, not even Luster Purge, just Buster Purge. 240 damage and discard 3 energy from this Pokemon. And Arrow Unit GX, that's a lot of text. Can we even focus? There we go. Attach 5 basic energy cards from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like. If this Pokemon has at least 1 extra energy of any type, doesn't specify, attached to it, in addition to this attack's cost, prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done to it during your opponent's next turn. So,
It's a lot of dialogue.
it is indeed, but it's a nice effect. A lot of dialogue for a lot of payoff. So we're going to set you over here with Ingo and Emmett, although I think I kind of like these guys better. Do you think they did the Ingo and Emmett because of the tag team thing? They have like 2 supporters on 1 card?
Yeah, this is Kate and Liza.
Yeah, they brought a lot of the dual trainers together.
They reward you for reading all that text.
They do, right? It's like, we didn't, like, not everyone knew this, but the Venusaur Celebi GX card, actually, folks, says the GX move, if you heal all damage from this Pokemon, but if you have an extra grass energy attached to it, in addition to the attack cost, you actually get to shuffle your entire discard pile back into your deck.
It's like a
So,
pseudo live fantasy.
that is a very nice GX attack. Alright, we got a Darkness Energy. This is the final pack here, everybody. We got Squirtle, Tackle for 10, Rapid Rain Splash for 20. I can't see the supports in the way. Voltorb does 20 with Tackle. We got Cosmog with a blurry camera. Cosmic Guard, as long as this Pokemon is on your bench, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks. And Mumble for 10. I hear mumbling going on off to the side, actually. Ponyta! Alright, and last common is Alolan Grimer. Chemical Breath does 20 plus. 50 more damage for each special condition affecting your opponent's active Pokemon. That actually kind of works well with the Venusaur and Celebi GX because the first attack for them burns, confuses, and poisons. So we have another Battle Shadow Lane. We got Nita. You can only play this card if your opponent's active Pokemon is a basic. Put an energy card from your opponent's active Pokemon on top of their deck. But then it's going to draw it right back. Nita? What? Anyway. We've got a Kabuto with a Ramming Shell for 40. During the opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 20 less damage from attacks. Alright, last uncommon is another Dana, which we've seen already. Reverse foil. Well, no, it's not a reverse foil. It is a Shaman Prism Star, which has Flower Storm for 30 times. This does 30 damage times the amount of basic energy attached to all of your Pokemon. And I also like the free retreat cost on this thing, so that is nice. You guys want to take a look at that, perhaps? And I think Ron knows this is an amazing card. He's just pointing it out. He is so excited to see Electrode. This does answer the question of, do they have crocheted art in this set, though? Electrode is a crochet ball.
Oh,
So,
that's cool, yeah.
It's got the Electro Shaker ability. When you play it from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may move any number of lightning energy from your Pokemon to your others in any way you like. Speedball does 50 basic damage right there.
Is it my fault I like crocheting?
Alright, so I think that is it. Of course, that's all of our sets.
Not on video, if that's okay.
Just one sec there, yeah. So we got, these are the highlights of the packs that I have opened up here. I think I did pretty good. Actually, a lot better than the last pre-release I got. I got nothing out of the last one, which I'm okay with. It means that's not bad at all. So remember, folks, for your chance to win one of the many code cards from all these packs that I've pulled, and hopefully you'll have just as much good luck in the online game as I had here. Answer the question of the day with hashtag QOTD in your comment, and I will draw names for each code card starting on the day that the set goes on sale. Question once again is, which card from the Team Up expansion for Pokemon TCG Sun and Moon is your favorite, and why? And with that, I gotta find myself some card sleeves. So that is going to wrap up our coverage of the Pokemon TCG Sun and Moon Team Up Expansion Pre-Release Tournament here at Heroes Beacon. If you guys have attended a pre-release tournament in your area, let me know. How did things go for you? What kind of cards did you get? And did you see any cool battle strategies underway on the battlefield with these new cards, these new Tag Team GX cards? I know I like the look of some of them there. We saw a lot of Celebi and Venusaur GX, and looking forward to seeing what other Pokemon can do on the battlefield. So I want to say thank you folks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to let me know by clicking the old like button down below. And if you want some more regular Pokemon content from Professor Chaz, feel free to subscribe to the channel. And also, if you want to join as a member to help support myself and the channel, you can do that as well and get some members exclusive perks for helping out. Now remember, answer that question of the day, or rather question of the video, and you might have a chance to win one of the TCG Online code cards from the packs that I opened up today. And I think that pretty much wraps things up. It's cold out here. I'm going to head inside. Thank you folks once again for watching. Professor Chaz is signing off, and I'll catch you next time.